All right, let's dive right into this explainer. When we think about artificial intelligence, it's so easy to picture it as just this abstract magic, right? Just code floating seamlessly up in the cloud. But today, we're ripping off the Band-Aid and exploring the massive physical hardware footprint and the completely staggering energy demands hiding right beneath that digital surface. It's a pretty fascinating reality check. To really wrap our heads around the scale of this, consider the number 20 septillion. That's a 2 followed by 22 zeros. That is the estimated amount of floating point operations it takes to pre-train a giant model, like OpenAI's GPT-4, on roughly 13 trillion tokens of data. It's just a mind-bending amount of math, and obviously, doing that requires some seriously heavy-duty hardware. So to crunch all those numbers, companies deploy massive clusters. We're talking around 25,000 A100 GPUs running nonstop for months on end. But that immediately begs the question, doesn't it? How on earth do you coordinate 25,000 GPUs all at once? Do you just hit a giant go button and cross your fingers? Or is there actually a meticulously designed system behind the scenes? Well, think of it like 25,000 chefs all trying to cook one massive, ridiculous banquet. You can't exactly just shove them all into a single kitchen, yell cook, and expect a decent meal. You need an incredibly efficient way to group them up to maximize their highly specific work. And in the AI world, that work is massive, incredibly complex matrix multiplication. To solve this logistical nightmare at the micro level, the industry relies on the NVIDIA HGX server. Basically, this is a hardware topology that groups exactly 8 GPUs together. And to communicate with each other seamlessly using a super-fast protocol known as NVLink. You can think of this server as our fundamental building block for literally everything that comes next. Section 1, 3 steps of parallelism. Coordinating the AI kitchen. So how do we actually take that single 8 GPU server and scale it up to handle massive AI models? We do it through 3 distinct steps of parallelism. First up is tensor parallelism. Imagine all 8 of our chefs at one table chopping the exact same giant onion. They are sharing the complex matrix math across the GPUs inside a single server. Next, we have pipeline parallelism. A giant model like GPT-4 has around 120 layers, so we treat it like an assembly line, dividing those layers across multiple different servers. And finally, step 3 is data parallelism. Once that assembly line is fully built, we literally copy and paste the entire setup hundreds of times so we can process massive batches of data all at the same time. Practically speaking, here's how that all builds up. Because the layers of an AI model actually vary in size, you can't just use one server for the whole thing. You'd end up underutilizing it. So instead, they dedicate 15 pipe-round servers, which gives us a total of 120 GPUs. And get this, that 120 GPU cluster is what it takes just to run one single instance of the model. So, remember those 25,000 chefs we talked about earlier? If one single instance of the model only takes 120 GPUs, what on earth do we do with all the rest? Simple. We replicate. By copying that 120 GPU instance roughly 200 times using data parallelism, we finally get all 25,000 GPUs working in perfect, synchronized harmony to pre-train the model. Moving on to Section 2, the energy cost of training, powering the computation. Now, orchestrating those 3,125 HGX servers nonstop for 3 months is an absolute engineering marvel. But man, it requires a staggering amount of physical electricity. Running those servers, which draw about 6.5 kilowatts each, 24 hours a day for 90 straight days, brings the total energy cost of training this model to approximately 44 gigawatt hours. To put that real-world scale into perspective for you, training just one of these massive models uses about the exact same amount of electricity that an entire city of 50,000 people consumes in a full month. Think about that for a second. Every single major model out there represents a small city's worth of power just to be born. Section 3, the high price of inference, deploying AI to the world. So while training is incredibly intensive, an even larger energy drain actually happens during inference. That's when the model is finished training and is deployed for us to use on our phones and laptops. We're talking about servicing upwards of 700 million active users, generating over 2.5 billion prompts every single day. Now sure, a single query might only cost a fraction of a watt-hour to process, but that demand compounds at an absolutely astonishing rate. Because of that immense scale, the operational cost quickly blows past the initial development. Deploying the model to the public for 90 days requires an estimated 67 gigawatt hours. That easily eclipses the 44 gigawatt hours it took to originally train the thing in the first place. And, well, we can't forget about the laws of physics. Just like your laptop fan starts screaming when you open too many tabs, massive server computing generates immense heat. Every single watt of computing requires additional energy just to cool it down. This is measured as power usage effectiveness, or PUE. What that means is even a totally modest PUE multiplier of 1.2 inflates that deployment energy cost from 67 to over 80 gigawatt hours. Section 4. The Global Power Race, Grids Under Pressure. When we zoom out from the individual servers to the macro level, this totally insatiable appetite for power is placing unprecedented strain on our global energy grids. Back in 2023, data centers were already consuming 4.4% of total U.S. electricity. And thanks to the massive AI boom we're seeing, that figure is projected to potentially double by the end of this decade. That is a massive, rapidly growing slice of the national power grid pie. To meet this surging, crazy demand, private corporations are basically racing to secure their own power sources. I mean, we're seeing xAI buying up methane turbines, Meta is building natural gas power plants, OpenAI is actually planning massive 5-gigawatt facilities, and Google is rapidly expanding its hyperscale data centers. These tech giants are essentially becoming modern-day energy prospectors. Interestingly, the source material points out two very distinct geopolitical approaches to this infrastructure race. Over in the US, the expansion is heavily driven by private companies, having to navigate local regulations, fighting for permits, and dealing with utility pushback just to secure independent power. Meanwhile, China is using a highly centralized, state-driven approach to rapidly expand its infrastructure. They're directing massive state-funded additions to their solar, wind, and nuclear energy capacity to bypass that local bureaucracy. Now, fortunately, brute forcing raw energy generation isn't the only solution to this bottleneck. Innovation works both ways, right? Newer, highly efficient hardware, like NVIDIA's GB200 chip, and dramatically improved software architectures are actively helping to make these complex operations much more energy efficient. But as the competition grows fiercer and these AI models get even more sophisticated, we really have to end on this pivotal question. Will our physical power generation grids actually be able to keep pace with the relentless, explosive expansion of artificial intelligence? It's a very real, very physical ceiling on what otherwise feels like a totally limitless digital frontier. Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and we'll catch you next time.